Donald Trump wanted Mike Pence to do something no other vice president has ever done. The former president wanted Pence to reject the votes and either declare Trump the winner or send the votes back to the states to be counted again. Mike Pence said no. When Mike Pence made it clear that he wouldn't give in to Donald Trump's scheme, Donald Trump turned the mob on him, a mob that was chanting, "Hang Mike Pence."
The January 6th committee just wrapped up its third day of hearings just minutes ago. Today's focus was on former Vice President Mike Pence. The panel says at one point the mob was 40 feet from Pence during the Capitol attack, putting his life in danger. Now, our chief legal correspondent, Seema Iyer, listened to those hearings. And Seema, a big part of this touched on the pressure that former President Donald Trump was putting on Mike Pence to overturn those election results. And really, some of that testimony very chilling today, very scary for that danger that Pence was in.
I like you here. This is fun. I get to be with my girl, Robin. Okay, so yeah, a lot of the testimony here focused on two main witnesses, a former attorney to Mike Pence, that was Greg Jacob, as well as a former advisor to Mike Pence, and that is Justice Ludig. So these two gentlemen really talked about this pressure campaign by Trump on Pence that led to the insurrection. And folks, we are getting really close to that ultimate evidence of Trump inciting the riots. And that's what this committee, that's what they are looking for, okay? And towards the end of today's hearing, we just got a little bit of John Eastman. Now, John Eastman, you will hear, and he is known as the architect of this pressure campaign to get Mike Pence to overturn the election, because John Eastman, Robin, told his client, Donald Trump, that was actually a thing, that this was legal, that you could, in fact, overturn an election. But today's witnesses and everybody, all lawyers know that is just simply not possible.
Right. So, Seema, let's kind of talk about the end game here. This is the third day of hearings. From what you've heard, do you think this could result in prosecutions or criminal charges?
Okay, so there's a few things that this committee is trying to do. Number one, part of their task is to create a report, and this report will be completed after the final hearing in September. This report is also for the historical record, so we have that, but it's also part of what will be a possible referral to the Department of Justice. Now, Department of Justice doesn't need a referral, but that is perhaps one of the goals. There has been some background miscommunication between the Chairman Thompson and Liz Cheney on whether there will be a criminal referral or not, but it's not necessary. However, all of this that is happening during these hearings does provide enough evidence for the Department of Justice with or without that criminal referral. But like I said, we are going to be hearing, so going forward, okay, we've got a hearing next Tuesday, next Thursday, both start at 1 p.m. Liz Cheney said we will be hearing a lot more from John Eastman. John Eastman pled the fifth 146 times when he was deposed, so I don't think he'll be showing up anytime soon, but we'll probably see more of him in his depositions. There's some questionable emails out there that he engaged with, most notably Clarence Thomas's wife, Ginny Thomas. So lots more to come next week, Robin.
Okay, well, we will look forward to it. We'll be covering this live on Tuesday and Thursday of next week.
Yes, we will.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you so much, Seema.